Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It is your old, tired pal, Vandweller, back with more classic Tetris Monthly Masters event for August 2025. And what we've got for you tonight is, I will tell you as soon as I remember. Oh yeah, it's the pink bracket, the preliminary matches of the pink bracket. So look on your screen, look at the bottom. That is the little pink rising thing there, and it's going to be Shadow Knight versus Koster in round one, and then the winner of that will take on Cobra in round two. The winner of this whole progression will feed into a top 16 match happening later in the month against Knight. So that is what we have got for you so far. Now, how much progress have we made in this tournament? Yeah, not very much. We already have one person who's made his way into the round of 16, and that is Sunny up there in the orange bracket. We'll be taking on our defending champion Pixelandy. So that's it. That's what we've done in this tournament so far, but by the end of tonight we will have a result down in the pink bracket as well. And I'm going to give you a look at our schedule. Please, I don't know, if you're religious, pray for me. Okay, because let's show you what's going on tomorrow. I'm just going to show you tomorrow, okay? You don't really have to pray if you don't want to, but anyway, this is just let me show you tomorrow. This is tomorrow. Is there more than this? There might even be more than this. Hold on, let me look. We've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I think there's one more thing that's not even on here. All right, 9 a.m. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's the wrong. Yeah, that's Tap Masters. Okay, that's 1. Noon, there's that. 3:30, there's that. 6. Oh, yeah, there's another one. There's another one at 9. There's one more thing at 9. Hold on. Deathmatch. Oh, that's got the wrong time next to it, but that is at 9. That's an hour later. So it's got the wrong time because I rushed all this at the end, but that is literally that one is right after the pink top 16. So we got 10 matches for you tomorrow. Usually a match takes about an hour. So we got 10 hours of Tetris for you tomorrow. Stuff going all day. So please, give me at least some moral support. And yeah, anyway, that is what we have going on for you just tomorrow. But anyway, for now, it is just going to be that pink bracket, Shadow, Koster, Cobra. Let's take a look at our rules. We do have rules, and the rules are that this is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play on emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appears and statistics are unmodified. They can use any controller so long as there's no B buttons or turbo functions used. Whether electronical or mechanical, biological turbo only. Level 18 starts all the way through level 39. Super kill screen, make sure that is turned on. We will be playing with an uncapped score. There are no max outs. It just keeps going. We will be using the same piece sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. Players do not receive any in-game advice, whether someone in your ear, on your headphones, in your room, whatever, telling you about how you should play, your opponent's board state, anything like that. Just you and your mind alone with the game, and that is it. And if you do run into tech issues like OBS starts wigging out or your internet starts, I don't know, becoming like Kingsman's or Tristops or whatever, just keep playing. Assume the game that you are playing counts. Do not pause during it and await further instructions, either verbally through this microphone, or I will type them in chat if I don't think that you are listening. But just keep playing and assume your game works. Or counts, not works. Assume it counts. Hey, Kingsman, what's going on? Just get strays here. Okay. The winner gets absolutely something. That's a share in a prize pool, which stands right now at $17.37. You heard that right. 17 whole dollars divided 4 ways. Wow, what a bounty. This prize pool is 100% funded by you, the viewers. There's no sponsors. There's no foundation supporting this. This is just you. That's it. So this whole thing gets as big as you want it to get. If you want to keep attracting top talent to the Masters event so they can play Tetris for you every single month, then supporting the prize pool is a great thing to do. So if you want to do that, use the Matcherino command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube. That will bring up some links. There are 4 links because we have 4 active tournaments going right now. What the heck? Look for the one that says Masters or Emmy or whatever. Click on that one. It'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. Top right-hand corner where it says log in. Guess what? Click on that to log in. You can log in with your existing Twitch or YouTube account. It's so easy. Once you're logged in, there's a couple things to do. One, you can just contribute straight cash, homie. There's an orange button. It says, contribute. Click on that, and you can just empty your parents' credit card right into the prize pool. You know, whatever. You only live once. Just do it. There's also contribution codes. Those are free. You just log in and click a button, and that kicks in 25 cents into the prize pool. There's a limit of 50 of those. And we just had a contribution from Rogue Potato into the amount of $17.19 to get us up to $34.56, 3456. Thank you, Rogue Potato. Appreciate the generosity. I think might also be sponsor quests attached to this. You can do those, and the sponsor kicks in a small amount if you do something the sponsor wants. Do them, don't do them, whatever you want to do. But definitely do those contribution codes. Those are utterly free. No reason not to do those. And really, honestly, no reason not to get all of those done in one broadcast because you're all sitting there not really doing anything important and just watching Tetris. Go to go.ctm.gg/prize if you're watching after the fact to go to the link for this tournament. Okay, good. That's how to support the players. How to support the channel is there's a lot of different ways. One way is to go to Patreon. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris is a way for you to make an ongoing monthly or annual pledge of support. Oh my God, you can do it over at Patreon. And that is really keeping this channel, I don't want to say afloat, but sinking more slowly than it otherwise would have. So thank you to everyone over at Patreon for doing that. It's a great way to support the channel, and everyone on this slide is doing that. So thank you. Big shout out to Scott Gray, Jane, the Window, K9 Techie, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Cacket, Mila, and Jason for your extra large amount of support. Really, really appreciate it. So that's one way. If you're watching on YouTube, you can do what can you do? What do they have? Oh, super chats, super stickers, super thanks. Those are things. You can do a channel membership. You can gift a channel membership. You can gift multiple channel memberships. Over on Twitch, you got bits, you got subs. You can gift a sub. You got an Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime Gaming sub. Matt Kelly with the 1976 into the prize pool gets us up to 54.57. Thank you, Matt Kelly. Really appreciate that. And there are other ways to support us. Use the support command, !support. You'll find all other kinds of ways to support us. And thank you to everybody, however you are supporting. And if you cannot support us, that's okay. Just you being here is, it's nice and pleasant. So thank you very, very much. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and plop open our stream. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say. These players were streaming early and doing their warm-ups on stream before the time of the event. And that means I can fix their stencil beforehand. So if you are a player in this event, one way you can support the channel is to just stream your warm-up, go live before the time and start warming up. And I can fix your stencil and your cams before we even start. So thank you, players, for doing that. I'm going to go ahead and plop a seed in the chat. Fractal, thank you for the raid party of 40. You are a great person, and you're an even better person than you are a Tetris player, and that is even that is saying a lot because he's pretty good. Okay, let me see if I get that seed in there. It doesn't seem to be working. It'll warm up. Here we go. Seed. 0E5E6B, 0E5E6B. So yeah, for some reason my button didn't work, but that's okay. Oh, wait, does anyone know why Shqdw wasn't in CTWC 2025? Because Shqdw did not go to CTWC 25. Shqdw lives in the Netherlands. CTWC 2025 is in California. and it's not always economic for people to travel out there. So, and it's also not always, the timing isn't right. So, not everyone can get out there every year, especially if they have to travel overseas. And Pines Cutely says, Sydney, I've had exams. So, there you go. All right, well, we are not on seed, so someone's about to get seed checked. Where's my seed checker? My seed checker not working? Oh my God, why isn't my seed checker? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Shadow, you just got seed checked.
Shadow Knight, you have been seed checked.
It's a 0. It's a 0. All right, great. All right, 0E5E6B. Let's go ahead and get it started while we can. Shadow versus Koster in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It is 11:12 p.m. here in Texas, and we've got the pink preliminary rounds of the CTM Masters event for August 2025. On the left side of your screen, it is Shadow who qualified into this tournament with a 1.264. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. And yeah, seed number 22. Shadow's got an overall PB of 1.44 million. That's a top 80 score. Shadow made their Mega Masters debut this year. He's also a winner of a community tournament Tier 1 back in 2023 and a Tier 3 community tournament title back in March of 2024. Shadow also made his gold bracket debut in CTWC and played in the silver bracket in 2023. You've also seen Shadow at regionals over the last couple years in Boston and in Philadelphia. 114 here for Shadow, 114 for Koster. Looks like Shadow rolling and Koster tapping with that kind of side grip for Koster. And on the right side of your screen, it is Koster, who qualified in with a 1.17 million. Has a PB, at least according to my sources, of 1.35 million. That's a top 95 score, let us say. Koster has played in the CTM Monthlies 2 times in the past, in 2022 and 2023. Went out to dog both times. Also played in Mega Masters in 2023 and 2024 as the winner of a Challenger circuit in November of 2022. A 3-time CTWC Gold Bracket player, 2022 through 2024. Also played in WPL in 2023 and 2024. I did not see the most recent WPL Columbus event, so I don't know if Koster played in that one, but if he did, I hope he did well, and I'll put it on my list of things that people have played. Well, those are the players. Shadow versus Koster. 301 for Shadow, 320 for Koster. These matches are best of 5, so the zeros next to their name, well, the first person that has a 3 next to their name will be the winner of the match. Shadow with that little T-spin and a Tetris. Cobra says, go Koster, I don't care who wins, LMAO. All right. Whoops with the sub on Twitch. Thank you, Whoops. Appreciate that. Koster gets a long bar over to the left side. Certainly not possible with Das, but can do it with tapping. Koster is, by the way, still active in our Tap Masters tournament, which has yet to conclude. Koster is in the top 8 and is awaiting the result of Eyeball versus Critical Lapis in the blue bracket, which will be happening tomorrow. And then Koster will be taking on the winner of that match. So that is tomorrow evening around dinner time or supper time in the US. 416 for Koster, 373 for Shqdw. We are definitely past my bedtime. I have cultivated a habit of going to bed basically around 10:30. It's been working out well for me, so clearly Crinkle and Zempro trying to undermine my health in some sort of long con, I guess, to wrest control of CTM from me by undermining my health or something. I don't know what they're doing, but they got a whole strategy here for domination. I'm not going to let them get away with it. I'm going to power through. And then I've got another stream tomorrow morning. So it's 11 p.m. now. I've got another one at 9 a.m. my time. So I'm going right to bed. I got to get my 8 hours. And yeah, Shqdw fighting up near the top of the next box. It's going to be really hard to remedy here. Oh, T-Goat's over. Oh my goodness. Shqdw kind of bringing this down, and yeah, is 11 lines away from 19. So as much as he can bring this down, that is going to be to the good. 536 here for Koster, 460 for Shqdw. Mathwiz says Vandy enters Insomniac arc. I mean, that is my entire life up until last month. Shqdw into 19 at 466. And a Tetris for Shqdw. So some great survival from Shqdw. He fought that stack all the way back down, got it back in time, down in time for 19, and caps it off with a Tetris here, and is now into level 20, 542, safe and sound, good and low. 617 for Koster on level 20. So about a 50,000 point lead for Koster right now. The Tetris Koster, 668. Shqdw uncovers the well. Level 21 Tetris for Shqdw, 596. Another Tetris Shqdw into level 22, 624. The next big speed increase happens level 29. Speed will double. And neither of these players have PBs that would sort of indicate deep 29 play, but you never know, because people do pop off, and sometimes they level up in tournaments where they just find something that they didn't know they hadn't exhibited before, but all of a sudden it just kicks in competition, and they just become they take on a new form. So it could happen. And those are the kind of moments that, happen maybe, a few times a year, but it's what you watch for. You live for that when you watch this sport. So let's hope it happens today for one or both of these players. 764 for Shqdw, 796 for Koster. And so far, both players have exhibited a good survival. There's multiple times where both could have topped out. But they are still stacking. Shqdw on level 26 at 777. Koster 861. Tetris Koster 892. Treba says this is the first time I've seen this tapping grip. And we've got all kinds of tapping grips here. All right, Koster going to set up for the Tetris and get it there in column 8. 791 for Shqdw. We'll see what Shqdw can do. Of course, Shqdw rolling. But Koster, one of the best tappers in the world, in the top 8 of Tap Masters still. Tetris for Koster, max out for Koster. This is shaping up very interesting because Koster, the tapper, at A40, and Shqdw, the roller, at 910 into 29. So what can Shqdw do here? And Koster Really just kind of going all in, selling out for that Tetris, and gets it. See what he can do here. And Shqdw going to top out at 918 on level 30. And Koster, look at this tapping. Oh, almost got that over to the left too. So Koster, you are good in game number 1. GG's to both. Colebucket says Koster was trying to roll but gave up. I tried to roll and gave up, but I only tried for like 10 minutes. I just bought a new controller shell. Someone turned me on. I don't know if nobody really listens to me, right? But I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago, I was talking about how I really wish there was a die-cast aluminum NES controller shell. Well, Tacnerus turned me onto it, said, hey, there is that. So I ordered it, and I have it. Let me go ahead and get these players counted down. I get the same pieces, but yeah. So I ordered it. And the thing is heavy. It is very heavy. The standard NES controller shell comes in at around 40 grams, which is like 1.4 ounces. And this cast aluminum one comes in at 112 grams, 4 ounces on the nose. So 40 grams versus 112 grams, 1.4 ounces versus 4 ounces. Thing is heavy, but I like it. And it's very rigid. But I think like if I ever tried to roll this thing, like you would, there's like I think there's some sort of meme pictures out there of like people with super strong hands and they've got like biceps on their like fingers or something. Like I've seen pictures like that where people's hands they got like abs on their hands, or like that's what would happen if you tried to roll using this thing. Like you would quickly develop that. So I'm going to be using this for my play for a while because I actually kind of enjoy it, but that means no Vandy rolling arc anytime soon. But it's very heavy. Can you hear that? No, it doesn't make sense. The other thing I like about it is it's cold. It's like cold in my hand. I don't know why I like that, but I just like a cold metallic controller in my hand. $140 for Shqdw, 104 for Koster as we get started here in game number 2. The other thing I will say is, there's a dirty Tetris for Shqdw. The other thing I'll say about this controller, the aluminum controller, it is so evident to me now just how much like shock and stress is absorbed by the plastic controller, like the NES OEM controller. Centerwell Tetris there for Shqdw. There's one Koster 152. Because, this metal one, it does not absorb anything. All the forces that would be absorbed by the plastic controller are absorbed by your fingers and wrists and hands. And yeah, it's tiring to play on, actually. And it's making me learn to press the buttons a little more lightly. Where did I buy the aluminum case? It's a place called Boxy Pixel. It wasn't cheap, but I don't know. I do like tinkering around. I mean, listen, I must have the highest controller spend to skill ratio of anyone in Tetris. I don't know. I just like gadgets, and so if there's like something weird I can do for my controller, I like it. 276 for Shqdw, 289 for Koster. So pretty close one right now. But yeah, I'm going to be using this for a while. And what I have noticed is like, I have almost no controller related misdrops right now. Now that could change because I did change my pads, but I've had no controller related misdrops whatsoever. It's like solid, stable as a table. It's pretty weird. 286 for Shqdw, 302 for Koster. Both players digging. There's like a split double, I think it was for Shqdw. 294. Koster going to get that J over to the left. Not even going to wait around for that T. All right, both players down stacking. It looks like they've both got a path out of this. They've both got Tetris wells waiting for them. And both about the same height, actually. But as soon as I started using this thing, I just started being very consistent, just ripping off consistent, 5 to 600K transitions. So I wouldn't be surprised if I max out on this controller. Almost certainly not CTWC legal. Because, but yeah, CTM legal, of course, because why wouldn't it be? I mean, come on. Come on, Vince. Get with the program. 359 for Shqdw, 351 for Koster. Do you have a 900 yet? No, I don't. I have a theoretical 1.1. But I do not even have a 900. But I haven't been playing that much, but lately. Who has time? 10-hour streaming days of CTM. Who has time to play Tetris? I mean, I haven't. Probably in the last month, I haven't put in more than 2 hours total. 421 transition for Koster, 409 for Shqdw. So understandable, both players with extended dig sequences during the 18 phase of this game. Into 19 though, and clean. What does the F does a theoretical 1.1 mean? It means add your best 18 into 19 transition and then add your best transition trainer 19 to 29. And it's actually probably closer to a 1.2 than it is to a 1.1. Like a sum of, mashing Sapphic, first time chat has got it right. Like a sum of best in speed running. Yes, that's exactly the analogy. Good job. Good first chat. Now, if you never chat again, your information density per chat will be very high. So. 516 for Koster, 487 for Shqdw. Yeah, but now that I have this controller, and most of those 2 hours in the last month have been playing on this controller, actually. And yeah, you do feel it in your hands, but I don't know. That doesn't bother me too much. 531 for Koster, 523 for Shqdw. Shqdw with that L piece to get set up. And a Tetris for Shqdw into level 24, 553, 537 for Koster. Just a couple lines apart here on level 24. What's up, Acidic Ascetic, LOZ Cards fan, Primer Nestris. Is Koster at Koster? Yeah, and he's also Hat Koster. 647 Shqdw, 574 Koster. So, 26 plus 47 is 73,000 point lead. Both of them Tetris. Blue Scooty's here hanging out. Welcome, Scoots. Scoots McGroots. Tetris Shqdw 710. Level 26. Tetris for Koster 670. 3 lines apart within 40,000, but there's a Tetris Shqdw. I was out today scoping a location potentially for a Lone Star revival. I have a few other places I want to look at, but $812 for Shqdw, 738 for Koster. All right, thanks, Acidic Ascetic. I try my best. Koster going to top out at 738. Just couldn't find something over the right. Couldn't find a burn over to the right. And it's just going to top out. So Shqdw going to take game number 2. We are tied. Pines Cutely, imagine reading books. Imagine. Okay, new pieces are here. FFEE04. FFEE04. Oh, did he hang a bar? Yeah, well, the problem was before that bar came. Really. Read a book, man. I mean, read old books. I mean, if you can't read, then read a new book. But if you can read books, read old books. OS Dan with the Prime resub, 7 months. Appreciate that. Real Bland says, the only book I read is Tips and Tricks of the NES Masters. All right, looks like both players are ready. What was once a best of 5, now best of 3. Between Shadow and Koster, 3-2-1 Tetris. What do I have against new books? I don't mean new like you purchase them new or used. I mean like older books are just better. On average. At least the books that have, well, I mean, listen, there's a survivorship bias, right? If there's a book that's even on the radar that you might read and it's old, it's probably, it's still read because it's probably pretty good. But there's a ton of old crappy books that you shouldn't read also, but you wouldn't know about them because they did not survive. Shadow, 68,000, 69,000. Koster. Yeah, that's the same thing. It's the same thing with music and a lot of other things. Like, there's been crap produced for all eternity, but the crap doesn't last. But there's still, there's still things that are books and music that is old and underappreciated, and you can still find gems from the past, underappreciated ones. Right, it is game number 3 here in Vandy's Library Hour. 183 Koster, 182 for Shadow. Tetris Shadow 206, 207 Koster. So we are very, very close. Same score, same lines. Can't get any closer than that. Both players here. Boards not ideal. All right. Shadow fighting. Koster fighting. Both players in a dig really at the same time. Shadows is worrying me a little bit more. It's just higher. But so far, both players have had experienced multiple digs in this match and have showed great resilience. And oh my God, how is this survivable? Wow. Oh my word. Shadow is gonna survive and open up the right side for a Tetris. So that is amazing. Survival from Shadow. I thought he was done like multiple times, but what do I know? Not very much. It's a great survival really from both players. Skimming a Tetris, Koster 281, 297 Shadow. W Dig says Guafi indeed. LOZ Cards fan impressed as well. Big Pile Guam says wow. 343 Shadow 326. This is round 1. This is round 1. This would have been low challengers when we had challenger circuit. And now, they're playing this way in Masters. I mean, it's 2025. So many good players. If that dig had happened in 2018, like CTWC, my God, Chris Bidwell would not be with us anymore. He would be done. Tetris Koster 441, 418 for Shadow. There would be exploded bits of Chris Bidwell all over the convention if that dig had happened in 2018. They'd be scraping up bits of Chris Bidwell weeks later. 465 for Shadow. The Vits filled in for Koster, 487. They are very close in score and lines. You know, maybe a little more than a Tetris apart, something like that. All right, Tetrises go down. All right, level 19 in just a few lines. Both players over the 500,000 mark. $537 Shadow, $561 Koster. Oh, thanks, LOZ. Appreciate that. Tetris Koster into 19 at 586. Good transition score for Koster. One line apart and about 43,000 points separating them. That's a little under 2 Tetrises. Into level 20 now. Oh, that log bar to the left for Shadow doesn't get all the way, but he gets a Tetris to bring this down. So he should be able to access that left side now with rolling. You know, if he can get a log bar sometime. All right, gonna chop this down with a J piece, take the triple, just reconfigure that whole stack so that it's the well on the right, which is, you know, which is where you want it. 611 for Shadow. Tetris. There's one Koster. So Koster, through that whole sequence, was able to extend that lead now, is up 100,000 points. A little more than that. Both on level 22 now. All right, both players weathering a drought. Get out your trouts. It's a drought. Hey, we're having a drought here, huh? Oh man, and the drought gets Koster. Koster will top out at 779, and this is a real drought. I mean, that took a while. Oh my word! It took Koster out. The target is 780 for Shadow, who did survive the drought. And now the long bars are coming. That is a long one. I mean, I took a while before I even not acknowledged it, and that's going to do it. Shadow is going to take game number 3. And then I said the whole trout thing, and then it's still, usually when I say the trout, by the time I get done saying something about a trout, it's over, but that kept going. So that was a long one. All right, so Shadow goes up 2-1. Players, if you need to take a moment, you can, but I will put the seeds in the chat. 59 CD AA. 59 Charlie Delta Alpha Alpha. CDAA. I ordered a box set of CDs. It was used on eBay and it's missing one of the CDs. It's supposed to be 5, it only had 4. They never said that in the listing. All right, Shadow is just going to take a moment, it looks like. So as soon as Shadow is back. What's up, Jungle Cook? Tetris for Mario. Matt Kelly. Everybody hanging out over on YouTube. Mr. Brain. I think DMJ is over there as well. Oh, you're ready. Okay, you're all ready. Okay. All right. You are ready. So we'll just get it ready from our other player and we should be good. 59CD8A. All right. Looks like both players are ready. Let's go. Game number 4. Shadow is up 2-1. Wants to close it out right now. Koster needs to win to force a decider. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Cole says, can I redeem a genuine Chen insult to Vandy? You want Chen to insult me? I don't know. I don't know that he could do that. I just don't think I don't think it's in his constitution to do it. I wish that he would. And it would exhibit, he would have, at least it would convince me that he has some, objectivity. But the constant adulation is, it's worry. Like, do I have to worry? Oh my God. Are you an obsessed fan or a stalker? All right, Chen, don't be weird, all right? If I'm ever in public, don't be weird. All right, Bland is here. Bland is saying hello in the chat. And oh no, what happened? Oh my God, Koster. All of a sudden, I totally missed it. I'm here bantering with the chat, and that is a weird hang. Oh my God. What the heck happened? I'm trying to just reconstruct it from what I saw. Looks like Koster hung a couple of squares and then couldn't get a bar over and then just hung it. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to go back to the tape on that. You missed the Vits. Oh my, that's what it was. He set up for a Vits and like tucked it way early. And that is going to do it for Koster. And Shadow is through on a crazy Vits. I was like, I usually don't have to look this early for crazy top outs, but Cole says, yeah, better now than in Tap Masters. Well, GG's Koster. Sorry. I mean, that's no way to go out. Obviously, I want players to be able to play their best. And even if, win or lose, just feel like they did their best. And obviously, when that doesn't happen, it's no fun. But we hope to see you in future events, and GG later or tomorrow in Tap Masters. Shadow, congratulations. Whatever. A win is a win. You will be moving on to the next round. So we'll go ahead and set up the next match. And that is going to be, let's see, Cobra over here and you over here. So let me go ahead and set up the cams and we'll get all that going. That was crazy. That's just one of the most abrupt. Yeah, it happened so fast. That was crazy. I mean, honestly, he could have restarted the game and I wouldn't have even noticed. Oh my God. That was just painful. At first I thought like, oh, well, maybe he's pausing because of a tech issue. Don't do that. But then I looked at the board and say, no, that was a top out. That's just wild. All right, so Cobra is here. Let me set up Cobra's camera. Cobra, of course, I'll have to adjust. Leave that game screen on so I can fix stencil, or play a game. If you can, just keep playing until I get you all cleared stencil-wise. What am I looking? What am I looking at camera-wise here? What do I have? What do I have to work with here? There we go. This is what I have to work with. All right, we're figuring it out. Cobra always gives me a ton of ceiling to work with, but what I really need is like not a ton of ceiling, but that's okay. All right, looks like Deck is subbing in. Oh wait, no, who is that? I don't even know who that is. Oh, Bland, I mean. I always get that wrong. Bland, I mean. Yeah, Bland. I always do that. That's Bland. Yes, that is Bland. Those are two, like, sort of like Huff and Miles. Deck and Bland are like, somehow in my mind, I always get those two wrong. It's like Huff and Miles. I have other people like that I always switch the names for. I have no explanation for why I do that. So thank you for exposing me. I used to do that. Oh yeah, Doodle's in there as well. It's all very. You realize there's like 500 people. I have to keep their names straight, and I'm 48 guys. Okay, it's not easy. Cobra, can you play one more game? I just gotta fix stencil because I think it's off. It's just off. Yeah, it's not where it needs to be. Like, you know, it's 2025, guys. Fix your stencils. You know, that's all I ask. Let y'all play for free. Just have a good stencil. It's fine. All right, we're good now. It reminds me of the time Vandy called Andy Scout. Well, I don't know where that came from, but I never do that. All right, looks like we are good. Let me go ahead and reset all the game here. Round 2. There we go. Good. All right, players, I'm going to go ahead and drop you some pieces. Did your stencil go kaput? Yeah, I went kaput. And it's K-A-P-U-T. Actually, it's K-A-P-U-T. Anyway. 4517 F8. Actually. Kaput. You don't speak Gerald? I don't speak Gerald either. All right, the pieces are here. F5, 17, F8. Thank you, Winterra. Winterra. Do I say Winterra or Wintera? Winterra? Wintera. Winter? What am I saying out loud? What do I say out loud? What's up, Anjing? Winterra. All right. Well, how can you be a season playing Tetris if now you're a Winterra, right? How can you do that? F5, 17, F8. All right, looks like both players. I can say winter. Thank God. All right. Looks like both players are ready. It is round 2, CTM pink bracket. The winner goes to the top 16. Let us get them started in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is who? Cobra. Cobra with the 6. Bland in the background. Blanding it up. Doing their best. Where's Waldo? Where's Bland? Somebody needs to come out with a where's Bland? Anyway, on the left side of your screen, it is Cobra. And as soon as I find my little sheet, I will tell you all about Cobra. Because why would I remember facts about anyone, especially people I see every single month? Anyway, Cobra qualified into seed number 11. Qualified in with a 1.499 average of 2. Those 2 were scored in a 1-hour qualifying period. Cobra with a one-round bye in virtue of his top 16 seeding. Cobra from the US of A. Allegedly has a 4.66 million PB. That would be good for about 17th on the list that I look at, but it's not on that list. Cobra was ranked number 13 in the most recent Premier poll. Premier poll is a poll of Tetris journalists, organizers, and other luminaries conducted on a monthly basis by Pumpy Heart and compiled into a list of the top 25. And you can see the full rankings over at premierpoll.com. Premier with an E at the end. For some reason, anyway, Cobra ranked number 13. Cobra has been in the Masters event many, many times, has finished as high as the top 8, did it in May. It's been in Mega Masters 3 times, finishing as high as the top 16, which he did this year. It's in the semis of our most recent Lone Star Championship in 2024. Won the Challengers circuit in November of 2024. That was maybe the last ever Challenger circuit, or maybe we'll have to bring back Challenger circuit when Masters goes back to 16 players. Sad. Cobra in CTWC played last year, also played this year, and this year was in the top 8. So a strong performance from Cobra. Cobra also was the winner of this year's Boston Tea Parody event, the 2 Boston 2 Parody, or whatever it is. Cobra was the winner of that one. 283 for Cobra, 245, now 267 for Shqdw after a Tetris. The last challenger, like the last airbender. On the right side of your screen, it is Shqdw, qualified into number 22 seed and defeated Koster 3-1 to make it here to round 2. I should probably go report that. 336 for Shqdw, 316 for Cobra. And remind me in the third game to take my sleep gummy. I want to take it before the end because it usually takes a half hour to kick in. So if I time it well, I can go to sleep right after this. 339 for Cobra, 359 for Shqdw. But anyway, Shqdw defeated Koster in round 1, 3-1. Has an overall PB of 1.44 million. And that 1.44, that's a top 80 score on the overall PB list. Shqdw made his debut in Mega Masters this year. Is a former winner of community tournaments, won a Tier 1 back in 2023, a Tier 3 in 2024. Made his gold bracket debut in CTWC this year, played in silver in 2023 as well. And Shqdw played in that Boston event that Cobra won. And you've also seen Shqdw in Philadelphia as well the last couple of years. 478 for Shqdw, 503 for Cobra. What's in this sleep gummy? All the good stuff. It's got the melatonin. It's got the tryptophan. It's got the magnesium. It's got all the things. It's very, very good. It's the only one that works for me. I've even tried to put those ingredients together, cobble them together from separate sources, and something about this one, I don't know, it works. 538 for Shqdw into 19. Cobra is in at 5. Well, no, he's not in yet. He's almost in. There he is. He's in at 559. Yours has 50 milligrams of melatonin. Objectively, nobody needs that much. That's like there's even such thing as like too much. Like you come back around. Like even mine that I have has 5 milligrams, and that's too much. So I use half of it, which might even be too much, but the tryptophan really helps. 591 for Shadow, 664 for Cobra. Oh, not melatonin. Oh, I don't even want to know. Mine does not have any, formerly banned substances that are now being legalized all over the country. It does not have any of that. Never done any of that. Never will. 725 for Cobra, 650 for Shadow. 1 to 3 is ideal of melatonin. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm basically, I'm being held together by caffeine in the morning and melatonin and tryptophan at night. Whatever, it's working. I feel rested. I feel good. It's working. 815 for Cobra on 23, 730 for Shadow. And I don't even need the sleep supplement every night. Like, a lot of times I can do without it. And it's fine. Like, I'm getting into a habit, which is good. I mean, it's breaking the habit, thanks Zempro and Crinkle, but I guess the availability is weird. I mean, people must have weird work schedules or something, but usually you don't get 3. Now, I don't know if everybody is in America, although they have American flags here, but I'm assuming they are. But usually you don't get 3 people from America playing at like a weird hour. Usually it's like normal, but it's all right. Tetris for Cobra. He's 1 away from a max out. He's at 988, 931 for Shadow. Shadow level 28 now. Cobra gets a Tetris A22, 5 lines back of Shadow. And Tetris for Cobra, A69, Shadow with the max and more. A40 into 29. So double max outs. Cobra, oh no. Cobra gets a log bar down for an A78, but it's not going to be enough. And Shadow is good in game number 1. So GG Shadow. And Cobra, yeah, into 29 was not kind of an ideal board, and just I think he was kind of waiting on a long bar that never came to sort of clear out the, get that down to the right, clear out the left, and then reestablish a well. It just never came together. So Shadow up 1 game to none. New pieces are here, 5D, 5A, C6. And somebody asked about the mold issue in my apartment. Does it appear that they're taking care of it to my satisfaction? Yes, it does. They actually they came in, they cut out the drywall, they replaced the drywall, they did a mold test. It seems like they're willing to be reasonable about it. And you just say, listen, it's in your long-term interest. It's your building. Like, do you really want to build? And it's going to spread to other apartments if you don't address it. And, that seemed to... The win-win solution and framing seemed to work for them. So I will be launching open qualifiers for the next series of tournaments. Okay, 5D5AC6, 5D5AC6, 5D5. Okay, both players ready. Game number 2. Thanks for asking. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. So yeah, that it was. I didn't want to launch qualify for tournaments. I wasn't going to be sure that I would be able to actually do, in virtue of like having to move somewhere else or live somewhere else temporarily or hotel or something like that. So I delayed opening quals, but I will try to open quals maybe we'll do some extra time for qualifiers or something like that. Chen says, Vandy, try matcha latte. It's very good at keeping you awake. Warning, you might be up all night if you drink it. Quite potent. No, I'll try it one of these days. Matcha latte. Although, didn't I, where is it on the news? Prices of matcha going up? Or supplies? Demand is outstripping supply right now, and then the price is going up because, I mean, so it's matcha on the chopping block for Americans. Who knows? 136. There's a matcha shortage. Got it. I heard something about that. I watch too much news, or read too much. Watch and read and all that. $107 Cobra, 182 for Shadow. But it's I don't know, it's fun for me to have the news on when I'm working on CTM stuff, you know. So I just kind of have that on in the background. I can tune it in, tune it out as I want to. All right, Cobra's board, looking a mess here, but he's trying to get it cleared out. All right, a couple of good burns. He's clean. He's got a center well. He gets a bar into it and gets a Tetris. 158 for Cobra. 253 for Shadow. So Cobra setting up on the left well, 2 rows off the bottom. And, okay, gets a Tetris. See what he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to try to move that well back over to the left, back over to the right where it belongs. Shadow in another kind of survival situation. And he's handled them with great skill during this broadcast. We'll see if he can do it again. All right, takes a triple here. This one was not as dire. It could have been. It could have been as dire, but was not. So Shadow gonna survive here. And Shadow trying to stay efficient. See, me, I would have taken a triple by now, but Shadow's like way better. And yeah, real drought for Shadow. And finally, long bar over Tetris for Shadow, 363. Of course, if Shadow's experiencing a drought, so is Cobra. As he tries to down stack here. Shadow up over 140,000 points right now. Okay, Cobra is now set up 1 row off the bottom. Tetris welling column 10. Long bar goes in, and Tetris for Cobra. He's set up again. He's staying that 1 row off the bottom. Another Tetris Cobra. All right, Shadow on the column 5 well right now. And gets a Tetris over there. Was going to build out that right side and stay in the center well, but had a chance to kind of pull back here as that long bar came in, and so we had a chance to move that well back over to column 10 fairly cheaply. Just 1 burn to do that. Tetris for Cobra, 361. Shadow, 527 into 19. So kind of a medium transition, I would say, for Shadow, but Cobra's in at 408, so 140, 150,000 point lead for Shadow at transition. But Shadow running into a little bit of trouble here. That's going to cost him some burns. So Cobra going to see what he can do to kind of minimize burns here and try to cut into this lead a bit. Now, of course, big disparity in PBs. Cobra's 4.66 million would indicate an ability to go deep into 29. Shadow with that 1.44. You know, it's always, possible. Cobra, always a risk to kind of play deep into 29 and just force Shadow to PB to stay up with him. So we'll see what happens. Tetris, Cobra, and he's cutting into that lead. Yeah, so Shadow's dig was costly, and that failure to spin the piece is also going to be costly. And this could allow Cobra into the lead, depending on how long it takes Shadow to Tetris again. And yeah, he's going to go aggressive, and one row off the bottom column, 8 dirty Tetris. Shadow 632, trying not to relinquish the lead. Tetris, Cobra 630. Tetris, Shadow still one row off the bottom, trying to maintain the lead, but only 5,000 ahead in the real-time score lead. And really, pace-wise, Cobra ahead. He's ahead real-time now. Shadow's going to take it back, but Shadow also ahead in lines. So Cobra now with the pace lead, the efficiency lead. And Shadow really not out of the woods yet. Oh, that left side. Oh, he's going to get like another longbow over there very quickly. But yeah, Shadow's going to have to find a way to bring this down. He's in the lead right now because Cobra was not really Tetrising very much during Shadow's downstack here. And that is a dirty Tetris for Shadow. So again, okay, so Cobra now with the real-time lead. And Shadow just trying to get dirty Tetrises here. Shadow back in the lead. But again, it's a 9-13 line in hand situation for Cobra. Cobra sets up long bar column 9. Shadow Tetris on level 28. We saw in game 1, Cobra had a bit of a messy transition into level 29, which is what enabled Shadow to take that game. We'll see what Cobra does. What kind of board he has into transition. Shadow into transition at 874. And the board climbing. He's trying to eke out whatever points he can. See if he can nudge this board back down. But no, that is going to be a top out for Shadow at 880. And that Tetris at the end there for Cobra is going to seal game 2 for him. So the players are tied at a game apiece. GG's. Okay, new pieces are going to show up in your thing. So look at them and put them in when you get a chance. 913A31. 913A31. Winter, thanks for the pin. Appreciate that. And it is game 3. So maybe when we hit the 19 transition, I'm going to take my I'm gonna take my either at the whatever comes first, 19 transition or at the end of this game, depending. I'm gonna take my little sleep helper. I'm embarrassed a little bit because I get the ones that Gwyneth Paltrow makes. They're so good. They're called Knock Me Out. They're amazing. But I'm buying stuff from Goop, which is embarrassing. But I really tried anything, and these are the ones that work. 913A31. Both players are ready. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3. Cobra and Shadow. Yeah, I can't. But the problem is with these, they might not be making them anymore. They're out of stock. Goop might not be making them anymore, and I'm going to be in trouble. I got to call that Gwyneth Paltrow. I should be able to call Gwyneth Paltrow, right? Say, Gwyneth Paltrow, you know, I'm a little bit of a celebrity in the NES Tetris world. So, you know, as a fellow celebrity, will you please accept my call? So I'm sure that will happen, right? I'm sure I can do that. And I'll be like, oh, yes, NES Tetris, right. And she'll say, boom, Tetris for Jeff, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. I'm sure she'll take my call. $9.98 for Cobra, 38,000 for Shadow. Knight with the Prime sub, 38 months. Gotta remember to Prime sub. Thank you, Knight. Appreciate that. OS Dan also with that Prime sub. And if you are... Oh, I missed a raid from Tetris Wars. Sorry, Tetris Wars. 13 viewers. Thank you. And Whoops with the Prime resub. So yeah, if you're an Amazon Prime member, remember that you can subscribe to a Twitch channel for free, like one of them free a month. It's part of your subscription benefits, and don't fail to do it because, you know, you're not getting the full value of your Amazon Prime subscription, and you can support, you know, your favorite streamers for free. 156 for Shadow, 213 for Cobra. T Yao says, apropos of nothing, I appreciate you not doing the 69 hey now thing the rest of the commentators seem to be taken with. Yeah, it's, you know, good on them for doing the thing that they like to do. I think it's kind of cringe for me, but you know, they like it, so it's not for me. It's not my... When I'm on their streams, I'll do it just to, you know, fit in and have fun with them and their vibe. But when I'm in control of the stream, it's not something that I do. But if y'all want to contribute to the prize pool and put funny numbers and all that, you know, if you're contributing to the prize pool, do whatever you want. 330 for Cobra, 293 for Shadow. You know, Knight says you got to be professional. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, of course, this started as just kind of a fun thing to do. No prize pool, no big deal. But people started to make time out of their lives to do it. They started to bring their families and friends to watch the whole thing. And, you know, I want to be something that people can recommend and say, oh, you should watch this. This is fun. This is whatever. You know, and I just try to have some, you know, baseline level of something, professionalism, if you want to call it that. We still try to... I mean, I'm still odd talking about my sleep habits and fast food, but I don't know. You know, I try to take it seriously, right? Try to put in an effort, try to upgrade the graphics even though I have no skill. Try to make the stream go smoothly. You know, I put in an effort. No one can say I'm not making the effort. 451 for Cobra, 418 for Shadow. Meanwhile, the commentator that influenced the phrase rarely says it anymore. Who's the commentator that influenced the phrase? Is it Kingsman? You don't say it anymore? I mean, if you guys want to have fun and support the prize pool and make stupid numbers, I mean, that's fun. but I will distance myself a little bit from it. T.O. says, claim those codes. Yeah, use the Matcherino command if you're watching live. 508 for Cobra, 492 for Shadow. Use that Matcherino command. And, yeah, get on over to Matcherino. How many codes do we have left? Those are free codes. 31 left, guys. 31. That's a lot. Tetris Cobra, 536, 520 for Shadow. Were there always codes, or is that new? Yeah, there were always codes right from the beginning. Tetris Cobra, 584, 570 for Shadow. Shadow on 20. Cobra, 609. I just, like, I think, like, sometimes they'll do it on like a CTWC event, and I'm like, guys, like, can you imagine if you're tuned into like a Dodger game? Here's Shadow up here. Hi, oh no, this is gonna be a top out, and Shadow gonna top. Cobra is good in game number 2, or game number 3. Sorry, yeah, 2-1. Can you imagine if you were like tuned into a Dodger game and a guy was hitting like, oh, you got 69 doubles. Oh, 69 double. Oh, or if he had, if he had a 420 OPS. Oh, 420. Like, come on. Like, don't do it during CTWC, okay? Like, try to make it a real sport, guys. All right, I took my gum. I'm chewing it right now. All right, the pieces are 1E, 4B, 9D. Also, if you have a 420 OPS, you probably shouldn't be in the MLB. Well, there's some backup catchers. I think the Red Sox backup catcher has probably around a 420 OPS. Actually, oh no, you just got actually by Bland. What? All right, the pieces are here: 1E, 4B, 9D. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out, especially if you're in the U.S. and East Coast or Central. It's pretty late, but appreciate the company. We get these matches done. Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, no. Ignore that. Ignore that. I hit the button. The real seed is 1E, 4B, 9D. The real seed is this. Okay. All right. Let's get them started. Game number 4. Cobra up 2-1. Shadow looking to tie it up. Cobra looking to win right now. Pumpy Heart says, Vandy, what are your thoughts on replacing home plate umps? Saw a horrible call the other day. We certainly, as fans, we notice the horrible calls more when they go against our team. And I was watching the Red Sox game versus who was it against? I think it was the Astros. Was it the Astros? And CB Buckner was, basically, if anything Red Sox and there's a Buckner involved, it's bad. But some of those calls really went hard against the Red Sox. They have umpire scorecards now and metrics and things like that. But God, he was just terrible. And I don't care if I think, it's quicker to just have the home plate umpire do it, I think, than having the robot do it. But you think you screwed up the seed? Yeah, you did. Okay, I guess I didn't check. All right, we're going to restart this one, guys. Yeah, we're going to restart this one. This is going to be a restart. Why does the E have to look like a 3? Yeah, I know. All right, I'm just going to regenerate. I'm going to generate a new one. But dang, YouTube will miss out on AI versus baseball. Pumpy, they usually don't. Dan V doesn't usually edit. Does he? Does he edit these early ones? I don't even know. I don't know if he edits these early ones. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Normally I see, check, and look, and I just didn't do it this time. Because Pumpy Heart got me talking about home plate umps. Only top 16. C check for Cobra, you're right. E2FF39. All right, we're good. Game number 4, Cobra versus Shqdw. Cobra looking to win it right now. Shqdw needs to win to force a deciding game number 5. Anyway, Pumpy Heart asking about robot umps. Yeah, that game, the CB Buckner and the Red Sox. I think it was the Red Sox and whoever. I think it was the Astros. It was bad, man. He was so bad. Like, obvious strikes called for balls. Obvious balls called for. I mean, it was just painful. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably quicker just for game flow reasons to have humans to do it, but to have a robust challenge system. And you should not have a limited number of challenges. You should have a limited number of lost challenges. But if you can continually, get them right, then you should never lose a challenge. 96,000 Shqdw, 96,000 Cobra. You avoid this by not watching sports. Yeah, well, that's one option. Certainly not required, but you can get a lot of enjoyment out of it. A lot of sports. I mean, you're watching a sport. That vandweller, he's the worst Tetris referee. Oh my god. $196 for Shqdw, $149 Cobra. The only argument for the robo ump that I like is that it's one less person in the line of ball to the head fire. Yeah, I don't know. I still think it's I still think it's quicker, more efficient to have a human being. Like, you're always going to need some kind of human judgment. Now, that human judgment could sit in a control booth in New York. Okay. I'll accept that. But above all, get the decisions right. We're here to play according to the rules. And if the rules aren't being enforced correctly, there's always going to be judgment calls and things like that. No question. But if you can get something right using technology, do it. 242 for Shqdw, halfway to the 19 transition here in game number 4. 269 Cobra. There's a Tetris Cobra and Shqdw in another. We might have to rename these 18 digs to like Shqdw digs, because Shqdw just seems to get into these digs all the time and get right out of them. Usually we see a Miles dig and it's on like 19, 29, something like that. But Shqdw, 18... seems to get into and out of these. NFL moving to auto first down markers. Is that true? That's great. Gotta be honest, I'm just having a hard time enjoying the NFL. You know, I've been a Patriots fan since forever. You know, before they were good. And, you know, I kind of rode that fandom through when they were good for so long, and I kept watching football. But back of my mind, it just started to be not enjoyable. And I'm not like, oh, cancel football because of CTE and things like that, and there can't be football. But I just have personally a hard time when I'm watching it, and I'm just thinking, man, these guys are getting just smashed in the head all the time, and it's just uncomfortable to watch it. Same thing as like I don't really enjoy like MMA and boxing and any of those pugilistic sports. Like just the damage that people take in the head, it's like just very uncomfortable to watch, and I'm just starting not to like it. Not for any kind of, you know, like cancellation reasons. It's just kind of, I don't enjoy it. Like it's hard to watch. 544 Cobra, 470 for Shadow as we approach level 19 here in game number 4. All right, Shadow is set up in column 8. And yeah, kind of droughted here all the way into 19. So this is another kind of dig that Shadow is going to have to survive. He opens up that right side, closes it up again, and oh no, S is a problem. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Oh my God, if Shadow gets out of this, I quit Tetris. What the heck? What the heck? Oh my goodness, a great survival from Shadow. My word. 567 for Shadow. I guess I quit Tetris, guys. Bye. See ya. I'm quitting right now. I'm going to shut the stream off. 690 Cobra, 599 Shadow. Oh my word. I really thought it was over. That is absolutely insane. See ya, Pumpy. All right, we're going to put CTM up on eBay. I might do that when it's time. Maybe just put it on eBay and just see what happens. How much you think I can get for it? 781 for Cobra, 659 from Shadow. 4 cents. Oh my God. 5 cents. Uh-oh. Just imagine you get 100% rights to the stencil. Holy crap. That alone. $847 Cobra. Pumpy, that blue Shqdw shirt is still on eBay. What is it up for, like $200,000 or something? It's really an insane amount. $892 for, if you look up blue Shqdw on eBay, you can go buy an exclusive, nearly one-of-a-kind collectible from Pumpy Heart. $897 Cobra, $840 for Shadow. Now we are approaching level 29. And Cobra now with a 120,000 point lead. Tetris Shadow 883 on level 28. There's a skim getting set up. Longbar column 9. Tetris Shadow 919. Cobra into 29 at A44. I think Shadow going to try to squeeze every last point he can. Really loading up that left side with pieces. See what he can do here. This is a roller, so I mean, theoretically, go for a while. But certainly Cobra with that PB advantage. Cobra A58. Oh, that left side for Shadow. Oh, well, kind of. Oh, Cobra A78. Oh, no, that left side for Shadow. That is going to be it. And Cobra will take out Shadow, successfully defending his top 16 spot. Shadow, you did great. I mean, really, I don't know. You feel like you've hit another gear, so you've done really, really well. But it is going to be Cobra moving on. So congrats to you, Shadow. Good showing. Hold your head up high. Cobra, you will be moving on to the top 16 to face not Shadow Knight, but just a regular Knight. 2 nights in a row is what you're going to have to do. All right, Shadow again. Thanks again. GG. Hopefully you're still not sick by the time we get played, indeed. All right, thanks, LOZ. Appreciate that. Let's thank everybody. I can go to sleep. The eyelids are starting to feel heavy. So this is a good sign. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for supporting the channel. Wowies, thanks. New followers, Chris the YouTuber, thank you. Twitch resubs and subs. Whoops, OS Dan and Night raids from Fractal and Tetris Wars. Appreciate y'all. Thanks to those of you who contributed to the prize pool. Everybody who redeemed codes, appreciate y'all. 31 left though, so a lot of y'all really need to get over there and do that. It would be humiliating if I didn't get those codes claimed. So help a Vandy out. But also thanks to who was it? Oh yeah, Matt K for the 1976. What the heck? The bicentennial. 1719 from Rogue Potato. 312. I think I missed that one from Nicholas E. Really appreciate that, Nicholas. Thank you so much. Our borrow $10 was the first non-coupon code, so thank you, our borrow, as well. All right, 5532. That is where we're at. Okay, we got more. Oh, let's thank our patrons. Thank you, patrons, everybody on this screen, for making an ongoing pledge of support for Classic Tetris Monthly, keeping this whole thing going. Listen, I'm doing this at 11 p.m. I'm doing this all day tomorrow, on a work day, on a day that people normally work. Why can I do that? Because of everybody supporting this channel through really every method, that especially Patreon, where I've got that regular, predictable revenue coming in. I can look at it and say, all right, sky is not falling. We can continue to go another month. So if you want to make sure that that happens, you like CTM and all the stuff that we bring you all the time, you want to make sure it keeps happening, go to patreon.com/monthlytetris, and for as little as $3 a month, you can get your dumb name on this slide. So thank you to everybody who is doing that. Big shout to Scott Gray, Jay Window, K9 Taku, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Kakit, Mila, and Jason. Appreciate y'all. Schedule. Let's look at the schedule. What is coming up tomorrow? Big day of Tetris for y'all. Pumpy. Yeah, thanks a lot, Pumpy. Appreciate y'all. 15 years on eBay. I think I had one account and then I did something to crash the account, but I think I was on eBay starting in like 1997. Is that when eBay started? Whatever eBay started, I was there pretty quickly selling sports cards on there and then books. So, yeah, this is tomorrow. That thing where it says that is the wrong time, I'm going to fix that just so, just to prove what a professional I am. So this should be Wednesday at 9, right? Here, let's just copy this over. Ready? We're going to copy this. We're pasting. Whoops, that's not what we want to do. I am getting sleepy. This should be a 9. This should be a 2 a.m. I think this is... All right, so this is correct. There we go. Oh, that's a 3. That's a 2. There we are. All right, so this should be correct. This is everything we're doing tomorrow. It's 10 matches. You know matches take about 45 minutes to an hour, so this is somewhere between 9 and 10 hours of Tetris for y'all that we're doing tomorrow. Please join us. Keep me company. Support the stream. Support the channel. You know, moral support good. Financial support good. We'll take it. You know. But anyway, yeah, we got a lot going on. Tap Masters is back in full swing. Top 16, that's happening 9 a.m. today, officially today. So 8 hours and 23 minutes from now, Blue Shqdw will take on Maisie. Red bracket Tap Masters. That's a top 16. We'll also have another Eyeball Critical, and Koster will be back to play that one. And Trap Zone versus Dog as well. Masters event. Preliminaries, blue and green. Portal, Alejo, Guafi, Winter, Dangler, ID, Kirby. Kerbly, I almost said. I am getting tired. This thing, my eyelids are getting heavy. And then Das Masters. We've got Das Masters, Curie, Joshua Tolles, and Scott Obozo. That should be a fun one to cap off the night. So join me tomorrow. And yeah, that's enough for now. Subathon. I know, for real, I should. All right, YouTube, see you tomorrow. Thanks again for hanging out. Jungle Cook, Matt Kelly, Ichigo, Haterade, Sergio, Babber. Babber. I like that. How is Babber formed? All right, good night, YouTube. Have a great day. Goodbye. And in Twitch, we'll find a place for you if anybody's streaming Tetris. Why would they, though? It's very late. But, oh, this is perfect. Stuff's kicking in. I never raid Harry. Should I raid Harry? I never raid him. I'm going to raid Harry. I never do. He's playing Tetris. Why not? Come on, love. Are you serious, man? All right, have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Get some sleep. I know I will be getting some sleep. 8 hours, 22 minutes from now.